Live. So I'm gonna go ahead and share something on Twitter as well. And live.
What's your Twitter account so I can check it out?
I'm gonna go ahead and share something on Twitter as well. I'm at Tech Examined.
MTP flyers.
Damn it, Ralphie.
I don't know why I'm doing Fortnite videos now. Click on, nope, swipe up.
I know why you're doing Fortnite videos.
It's because I'm massively in love with Fortnite.
And clicks. No, actually, I watched your tips today, and I was like, I actually think, excuse me, think I want to try this.
I've watched every one, and I still suck at Fortnite. So
that's all right. One of the comments was like,
"What the fuck you got going on, Mike?"
I mean,
what the fuck you got going on?
What do you mean? What I got going on?
Nothing. It was me, of course.
Oh yeah. And I watched your video today, and I was like, yeah, it's like Ralphie's doing pretty good here, and it's like, oh, his tips are going, and I see somebody in the comment section, MFer, you won like 2 games, you don't know shit, and I'm like, well,
I'm like, all right, guy.
I'm like,
2 games is pretty impressive if you've ever played Fortnite.
Well,
yeah,
and the thing is, Ralphie's played a lot more than 2 games. Like
it's a steep learning curve right off the bat. It takes a lot of dying first.
Exactly, you know, and
you'll get there.
I've watched you live, you know, I've watched it all, and it's just like, this dude don't know what he's talking about. Certainly got
it. That's all I want to talk about in this stupid stream.
What is
this podcast is Fortnite.
Try to figure that out. I got to build a PC to be able to play legit.
No, you don't.
No. You can play on PS4 or Xbox or something.
Yeah, they got it on PS4.
If I had any of those.
You have PS4, don't you?
Nah, it's gone. A while ago.
Well, whatever.
422.
You ain't playing shit.
Nope.
Oh, we're live? Damn, man, how about a heads up?
I said we were live like an hour.
Oh, we are live?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Exactly.
So you caught the part where I said I was a Trump supporter? No, I was kidding.
No.
Make America what, huh?
Make America great again.
Oh, damn, that's in the background. The hat? Shit.
It's on the dog. The dog's running around with a hat on.
Make Ralphie great again.
The dog's got a Trump hat on and a ukulele sitting in the back, smoking a cigarette.
Grab her in the... Oh, never
mind. Am I able to see chat too, or just you?
No, you should be able to see it if you open up the YouTube.
Just go on the YouTube's link.
Oh, I see.
Make sure you mute that shite, because then you'll be echoing.
Echo. Oh, damn. Wow, I'm full screen, homie. When I talk?
Yeah, when you talk your phone. You ever been on Hangouts before?
I've never.
It's been a while.
No. I mean, yes, maybe. I'm not sure. Probably.
Wow. All right. Let's go ahead and open this up. Is that your dog?
That is my mom's dog. My dog is actually sitting like right there. That little black speck.
That's not a speck. That's a black fur ball.
All right. Cute. Whatever. Mike. However you interpret my black speck.
Alrighty then.
No.
All right, let's go ahead and we're good there. We're good there.
Hello. Oh, can I type too? Hey, what's up?
Oh, should I tweet James CL?
Why were you tweeting him earlier?
Because he said in the thing, he was like, "Ask John why Ralphie's not with TLD. Ask John." He's like all.
Oh, last week.
Yeah, and I was like, and then I was like joking, like, "Well, here you go, James. This is your chance."
I'm sitting there. I saw the tweet, and I'm like, I was on the show last week, and I had no idea why you tweeted him. I went back to look at his tweets on his page, and I'm like, I don't see anything where he mentioned anything. I was lost.
Oh, Ralphie's out. He quit.
Oh, that was quick.
Oh man, was it something I said?
Sorry, that was like I left my back window open, hoping the dogs wouldn't go in the back and make noise because it's hot in here. And then the other dogs proceeded to make noise as they do.
That's funny. Wow. All right. Well,
How Larry, how are you running your camera to the Mac or the PC that you're on?
I'm running it through the Mac. It's like 2 pieces of software, free software, and then the cable that came with it, just USB right into the Mac.
I see. I'll have to try that out soon.
Yeah, I can send you the links after this to the software.
Yeah, that'd be
It's
cool.
pretty easy. You literally takes a few little steps and then it's good from there on.
Rad.
you got the ADD, Ralphie?
Yeah, I do. It is. It's great. I mean,
It's a damn good camera.
yeah, I think being, I think everybody can start their own channels and stuff using their cell phones and stuff, but I've been a little spoiled in the past few years, so it's like I can't go beneath a certain point. And I did like 2 videos on my phone, and I was like, I couldn't have that anymore. So yeah, it's been a great investment so far.
That's good.
Yeah, especially using it in the past.
Right.
Easy. I don't like this. I don't know why I haven't liked this video yet. Liked.
I don't know why I didn't dislike it yet. Hold on.
Let's even it out. Let's make a solid 50-50 throughout the entire video.
Thumbs down.
Bam. All right. Chloe Nicole, I like your doggo.
She talking about you, Mike?
No, you. She likes your doggo.
Oh, thanks, Chloe Nicole. Nicole? Is that how you do it? Is the H silent?
It's Nicole. Yeah.
Okay. Nichelle.
Nicole. Nigel. Poor girl. She's like,
I like you got Chloe right.
yeah, right? He got Chloe. That's because of Kardashians.
Yeah. I mean, she spelled her name wrong because it's with the K, so I think she's doing both the first and last name pretty wrong. I'm kidding. Chloe, I'm sorry.
Screw your dog now.
Damn dig. All right. Go ahead and get rid of that.
I'm not referred by my last name anymore, Mike. I'm very offended that my last name is in the description. Now people can look me up and dox me. Are you serious right now? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I didn't even know your last name.
No, I'm joking. I don't go. Yeah, I think newer people are kind of like, you have a last name? I'm like, yeah.
No.
I was assuming you were like Cher, Madonna.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the alias I want to go by.
Well, that didn't really work when I was looking you up on Hangouts. I was like, Ralphie, and like there was 80,000 Ralphies. I'm like, I don't know which one it is.
Fair deal.
Ralphie. That's it. Ralphie.
Hi.
Can I meet your dog?
Ooh. Can she meet my dog? Well, she's sleeping, so she's not accepting any visitors at the moment.
Ow.
Bam! I'm be slamming left and right.
You ready to get this ball rolling?
The balls have been rolling, Mike.
You got a hot date tonight?
Me? No, not at all.
You're just going out.
I'm just going out on my own.
That's cool.
Gonna hang out.
All right.
McDonald's?
Yeah, definitely. I heard the Play Place is letting 16 plus is up. You got to sign like some consent form.
You got like an X on your hand, like the underage at the bar.
Yeah. They put a stamp. It's the arches.
Ralphie's really going there because they've got some consoles set up with Fortnite.
Yeah. It's 50 cents like every 30 minutes.
There you go.
That's pretty rad, dude. I haven't been to one of those. Remember they used to have those where you like. I mean, it's free, but there's like video games there. Oh, it was rad. Those are the days.
We got a place around here. I don't even know. Are there any Chicky and Pete's? I think are an East Coast thing.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, they got their thing is crab fries, basically just Old Bay on French fries. Not really that special. But
Nice.
they have like a whole game room set up with PS4s, Xbox 360s, Xbox Ones, all, and they're like booths. You can fit like 4 people, and it's like a whole to do. It's pretty cool.
I haven't seen one of those in forever.
Yeah, so it's pretty neat. Okay, you ready? Let's go ahead and get this started, and that way you can get all cleaned up and get ready to go out and do your thing. Donald playing games.
Shaving the little 2-3 facial hairs.
There you go, buddy. I just shaved today, and I look like you could shave again.
You look gray.
I look gray. Yeah, I know.
No, gray. Oh fuck.
Super.
Oh,
I meant frick. You guys didn't hear that.
Hey, you're allowed to. Oh, good.
You've been cleaning up your video. Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah,
We'll get into that. We'll talk about those
we'll get
things.
started on that. All right, here we go.
Hi. How are you?
You don't go first, Ralphie.
Damn it.
All right.
Talk about your channel, Mike. What's up? What's going on? Larry?
Up.
How you guys doing? Thank you for joining the call. It's
Right.
been a rad few.
I'm retiring, so.
What? Already?
Yeah.
Oh,
been
I'm
about
sorry.
30
Could you
years.
do me a favor and not show that cup in my video?
This one here?
Oh,
Yeah.
The one that's G Fuel?
Doctor
This one.
Dr. Dickless respect.
Here, I'll put it like this.
It's all good. All right, here we go. Welcome back to the OG Podcast, episode number 19. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And of course, I have the #1 rated co-host of a podcast on the second Tuesday of each week, rated Mr. Larry Dickerson. How's it going, Larry?
I'm good. How's everybody doing?
Hopefully everybody's doing well. It's Friday night. We got a special guest on tonight.
Super special.
And it's Mike.
It's me. It's me. I'm the
Yes,
special
sir.
guest. No. Before we do that, which is something that we always forget, you can find Mr. Larry Dickerson, aka Geeky Nerd Dad, everywhere at Geeky Nerd Dad on the interwebs. You can find me at Tech Examined everywhere on the interwebs. And our special guest, Ralphie.
Hi. How are you? How's your day going so far? Mine's doing terrible. But I'm here now, so it's a lot better.
Ralphie.
Ralphie.
He doesn't have a last name, folks.
No, I just go by Ralphie. Birth certificate and everything.
Ralphie. So, how's it going, buddy?
Going good. Yeah, I think this time was gonna come eventually. So
But yeah, definitely. A lot has changed with you recently.
yeah.
For those, go ahead.
I was just going to say, as anybody can notice from this stream, that Ralphie has finally been able to grow a slight beard, a little Pedro mustache.
Yeah.
And a little
I gotta
bit on the
shave.
sides.
I normally shave this and leave this, but I'm a little past doing that.
I think it's a good look. It's a good look. It's a
I mean,
little Mike Panetta.
Just a little bit, but you're kind of rocking the entire beard, so that makes me feel a little self-conscious. So I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of the stream.
30 years older than you, so I've had a
Okay,
little bit.
well-
I've been growing this since 17.
Wow, really? What?
Vote for Pedro.
For Pedro.
That was perfect timing. So, Ralphie, what have you been up to? And we can get into the the whole backstory, but what have you been up to with yourself? What have you been doing?
Yeah. I mean, I think as many people noticed, I've not only been uploading a lot more, but I think the content has been a lot different than what I guess I'm known for by people that are subscribed or things like that. And I think since like January, people have been asking like, where is the normal content and stuff and like things like that. I've kind of been avoiding like answering that question for an opportunity like this. But yeah, recently it's been like a lot of like Fortnite stuff and, just uploading a lot more and being a little more consistent. So I think as the questions come by the question, it'll be a little bit more elaborate as to what I mean. But yeah, it's been different pace. So
Now,
far.
is this all you're doing? Is YouTube, or are you?
Yeah. So, yeah, at the moment it's kind of like, well, this kind of leads into the backstory and stuff.
Yeah, we can definitely get into that. So I guess let's just jump right into the backstory.
Yeah.
Ralphie started out, basically working his butt off as an intern for TLD crew, John Morrison and all the other guys under that umbrella. And you did a damn good job. And you moved up, and you were, shooting with some heavy duty equipment, which is not something that you can just pick up. So props to you for jumping right into it and really contributing to that side of the YouTubes and just kind of just wanting to learn all that, which again, for those who are living under a rock, the equipment that you've used with TLD today was, you were back on Sony's, and you were talking FS7s. I think is kind of where you may have jumped in the game with those guys, and then of course moving up to Red equipment. But
Yeah, I haven't heard the word FS7 or the letters and numbers and like that combination like forever.
yeah,
It's hard to remember how to use that thing.
So, you were working with TLD, and then you were developing your channel,
Mm,
your content. I shouldn't say your channel, your content, because you had more than one channel going
yeah.
eventually. And it seemed like you were focusing a lot on the back end stuff with shooting videos and helping John with his channel,
Mm,
which obviously is first and foremost, but you were developing something with your channel. So tell me a little bit about, of course, we're going back a little bit about how
mhm.
you got started with TLD, and then we'll just kind of fast forward to where you are now for those who may or may not know.
Yeah. Yeah, so it kind of starts back in senior year of high school for me. And long story short, I met John at Target as a fan, just super randomly in the parking lot. So, that was a really weird thing to run into, but it was like obviously the beginning of the entire thing and whatnot.
Mhm.
So after that, it was prom time around my high school, in my high school, and I had this crazy idea to ask him if he can help me make a video, kind of make a presentation, things like that. And then fast forward again, that worked out, and the video is still live on his channel, so I don't suggest you check it out whatsoever.
You asked him for help on a presentation. I like the
I mean,
wording of that.
I mean, presentation in the sense of like the overall kind of like,
You were asking a
well,
be on a date.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there you go. A presentation of the entire. It was an elaborate act, okay, guys.
It
I
was an
know.
elaborate act. It was
Uh,
elaborate.
yeah. So that went up, and you know, I remember I just graduated, like literally just threw my hats in the air, and I was like in the football field waiting for my parents to get down, and I had send that email to John because I was like really excited, like because I have opportunities to do whatever I'd like and whatnot. So
Mhm.
having all that ego or whatever, I sent an email, and luckily I heard back from him and stuff, and yeah, so I went to the office, and for a solid 3 months, I was kind of riding the bus back and forth every day, while also juggling the McDonald's job and whatnot. And then eventually that kind of got in the way of what I was doing there at the office. So
Mhm.
they picked me up, and yeah, so that's kind of how I got started there initially, and obviously everything came after the channel, uh, meeting new people and getting to know everybody a little more.
So you jumped in, and you when you started your channel, you were kind of just sucked into the tech thing. And
Mhm,
I know that we've had conversations with you about, you were like, I didn't quite feel right in that. I feel like more comedy, more short stuff. And if there was anything that it was interesting to you, you would cover it technology wise. But it just seemed like you were happier doing a sticky thing and really just kind of being a little bit above the idea of doing just tech videos. And you seem very happy to do it that way.
y- y-
And and you definitely had a lot of success with that. But
yeah, I mean, I would have to say like I a lot of whatever I have now or had then like was definitely due to just kind of being shouted at and stuff like that. Uh, as for like the interest in technology, like I think when you're not in the space and you're a fan of just tech in general or video games or things like that, it's easy to kind of fall in love with this sort of thing. And, you know, I'm a nerd and I was a nerd prior to it and stuff. And I looked up a lot of different things, rooting phones and being a real keyboard warrior, the ones you hate, you know?
Right.
Uh, but, you know, being picked up in the space and kind of everything that you see there and whatnot, you know, you're kind of desensitized to a point. And, you know, I actually made a tech video, and with after internal discussion, it was terrible because it didn't necessarily represent who I was, I suppose, as a person and whatnot. And it felt really weird to me to read off of a piece of paper, as you know, I think it was like a Galaxy S6 video or some shit. And you know, I wasn't really into it. Yeah, like I like my phone and whatnot, but not to where I'm gonna be doing it every single day for however long I want to do it. And other things in the space, like you said, like I find, you know, I'm a real fanboy with Apple and stuff. So if I see anything that's interesting to me, I'm going to be interested in it. I, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what, I mean, computers, you got to do something weird where like the computer walks on two legs or some shit, like, and I'll be interested. But if you're going to, you know, I'm not really interested in like the spec rundowns or
Right.
things like that. And like, I think, you know, being there for as long as I have been, that stuff is just like, you just hear it all the time and whatnot. So I
That's
think it was,
you just got, you know, you were like, and not that it'd be intimidating to have to be around those guys, Austin, John, with their tech knowledge. You know, you just kind of sit back and you're like, well, what the hell can I do a video on? You know, if you got Matt helping John in the beginning with editing and that, you know, with all the graphics and stuff that he was working on, and then Ken comes in. Is it Ken?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And Ken comes in, who's super talented as well. You know,
yeah,
along with yourself, you know, with shooting videos and bringing that aspect of it. So I would think that it would be a little intimidating myself, to be able to say, okay, I just watched, you know, one of the guys do a video.
mm-hmm.
Now I have to sit down and do a video on tech, and it's like,
Yeah. I think what made it easy to kind of work with them as well is like, I think their style, like obviously it's a genre, right? Like in the tech space, but I think they kind of find ways to make it creative and interesting to where, you know, it's not a CNET article in video form. I think that's kind of what I like describing the worst type of tech YouTubers is, you know, where it seems super scripted and very straightforward. It's like everything I could have found out in your video, I can read on a piece of paper somewhere.
right,
Whereas with John and Austin, everybody that I worked with and know in the space, they're finding creative ways to express the same information just in a more easily digestible and enjoyable way. And, you know, I took inspiration from them, obviously, and was lucky enough to you know, have that hands-on time with that technology and stuff. But I wanted to find out different ways to incorporate what we're already good at with something like a new platform for me.
right,
So that's why there's, you know, there's a handful of videos where it's like maybe unboxing the MacBook or the iPhone or whatever, where it's about 10% of actual information and 90% off of just personality. It got hate for you know, for some of the videos, obviously, because people are being roped. I remember a video I did on the Mavic Pro where 85% of it was me chasing a squirrel and the 15% was actual footage of the drone. Like, yeah. So like,
the
I
whole
think,
point of the video, though. You know, that's you were.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, because I guess it didn't get good feedback because, you know, random people ran into it and, oh, this guy has the Mavic Pro early and stuff. Like, what a joy! I'm gonna get the greatest review ever. And then they see me chasing a squirrel, and then it's not what they wanted. And you know, I definitely understand. So like having the tech and the product around definitely help with like being able to do stuff. But it, you know, never always got good reception by, you know, random people.
So
Um,
so with the creativity part, you
mhm.
expanded and started doing Lego videos,
Yeah.
which I personally even reached out to you after the first couple and was like, you I think you got something here.
Mhm.
You know, I was impressed with it, but just because of the genre of that, you know, just showing the toys being made and and the style that you went for. My one critique of it was the age level that you were approaching with the, you know, the bleeping of the curse words and innuendos and just kind of being Ralphie.
Yeah.
And you were taking it to an edge. And I even said, I was like, you know, do you think you would ever go like G-rated for
Yeah.
this? And you said you thought about it. Um, what happened with that channel? Because I know that even while you were still with TLD, it seemed to kind of slow down. So was it not getting the feet? Was it not reaching the numbers that you were expecting with
No,
that?
no, I think the overall kind of consensus that I guess can explain to it is like, um, I'm the type of person that kind of juggles more than what I can handle and whatnot. And like, I feel like my head's everywhere in terms of wanting to succeed. If it's, you know, the YouTube channel, the Ralphie one, or if it's music, or if it's, you know, Bill Play Repeat, or any personal ventures, or even obviously working for John and then also with Kevin and whatnot. You know, there was a little internal discussion kind of to be repositioned to a more beneficial spot within the company. And, you know, it kind of threw me off only for the sake of, you know, I've been doing it for a while now, so it's a little odd to be moved, but you know, I kind of adjusted to it. And you know, I always kind of thought about that prior to it actually happening. Like, well, what if, you know, one day I'm put somewhere else that doesn't put me where I'm working solely on myself. But, you know, actually going through that process, it wasn't as scary or as frustrating as I initially thought it might have been. So, you know, I like doing it. I mean, obviously, I think I've had love for Legos all my life pretty much, and having the opportunity to work on something completely different than what I'm used to, you know, was good. And then, you know, when you had mentioned back then about the rating of it all, the kind of the edginess and whatnot, it was really hard to convert from a PG-13R audience to a PG-G rated. So a lot of the things I would say that's important to the video had me cursing in it, so, you know, would have to bleep it or whatever. Like, there's 104 fudging pieces or whatever. So, you know, I think I was definitely aware of that and stuff. But it was more just kind of like an internal discussion to be repositioned somewhere else and whatnot. So, you know, I was still in it, but I think it was a good choice in the end.
Well, when you say, like, when you talk about, my wife always jokes about, why don't you just make videos where it's just your hands and your opening toys, because those get millions of views or whatever. And like with yours, like I'm on the same wavelength with Mike, that I thought that if you had just done it as just a straight, not even G, but just a, you know, watching a little bit here and there, and it could have been more of a general audience type thing. The
Yeah.
quality of your videos compared to other Lego videos was ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
just from, and not even just, I don't mean quality as in camera. I mean, just the thought that's put into it, the ideas behind them, things like that. But if you're not happy, like somebody can tell you, man, if you did that as G rating and it was on the YouTube's kids app and this and that and this and that, you'd be killing it. But if you're not enjoying making them, if it's not, like you said early on doing the tech videos, if it isn't you,
Yeah.
and you're not enjoying it, what the hell's the point? Like, you know, it doesn't matter if you get views. I mean, that's just, you know. But and the other thing is, when you say that it was like a consensus, so when you did that channel, you were under that umbrella, right? I mean, you're under the umbrella of that media corporation.
Yeah.
So that was sort of anything you did at that point, you sort of had to run up the flagpole, right? You couldn't just be like, hey, I'm going to do this and just run off and do it. It was sort of a discussion.
Yeah,
right?
it was a back and forth and whatnot, and I think I'm really happy that it was like that, because I could have and would have made a lot of creative decisions that weren't exactly appropriate for that channel or just publicly and stuff like that. So, like, in many ways, they were like, you know, obviously they're my bosses and whatnot, but, you know, they're friends as well, and they're really close friends, and they know what's good for me, they know what's not good for me, and I think having that kind of hand in it all kind of really pushed it in the right direction. I genuinely did enjoy doing it. It was a different pace because it wasn't I guess with the vlogs, there wasn't much direction, or even the Ralphie channel prior there wasn't much direction as to what I was doing. It was mostly just what I wanted to do, and hopefully, it kicked off and whatnot. And like, in all honesty, like I feel like starting off, it's really hard to grow an audience off of doing what you want to do. So with the Build Play Repeat channel, there was obviously a genre, there was a direction, there was a purpose, and there was what are you here for? You're here to do Lego stuff and to show it off and whatnot.
Mhm.
And the growth for that was really good, and there's a lot of videos on there that got a lot of views just based off of SEO and product and whatnot, and that kind of definitely stuck with me as just knowledge for the future and whatnot. As I've noticed, obviously, after doing Build Play Repeat, I did a few videos back on the Ralphie channel, but I quickly realized again that doing videos that you want to do doesn't do much for your future. It kind of just pleases the core audience, which is fine. Like it's good to do like fan service, I suppose. But you're not moving forward at that point. Like hell, I mean, like it's just kind of how it worked out, and yeah, and that's kind of it.
Well, are you looking to, because something that you just said sort of hit me. Like me, I would do whatever I want to do with my channel because it's not my living. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just sort of something that I do. So I literally can put whatever the hell I want on the channel. I really don't care how it does because it's not going to hurt me one way or the other.
Yeah.
Of course, if you're doing videos, you want people to like it, whatever. But are you looking to become a content creator on YouTube or a platform? Is that the direction? I mean, because you're pretty young, you can do whatever the hell you want, like you mentioned before. After high school, I mean, you're only a few years after high school, so you still have a lot of time before you need to really figure it out. Is that sort of the direction you want to go? Is that something that you're working to with the videos you're doing now, or is it just sort of a hobby?
Yeah. I think, obviously I thought about that, obviously coming onto the entire thing. Initially, it was a lot of kind of, well, I'm going to be the right hand man to anybody that needs help at the office, and kind of being thrown in the creative spotlight to do, the Ralphie channel and whatnot. I wanted to do it full time and things like that. And I still do. I think there's people who want to document their life in any form, like like you, Larry, and you want to do what you want to do and what you find creatively pleasing and whatnot. And that is something that I want to do, but while also, moving like in the direction of like gaming and whatnot. Like that's kind of where I want to live and whatnot. And I think, I kind of look at this hobby as both a hobby, but also a business and a business decisions when it comes to making decisions on what videos I do, when I upload, and things like that. So I think, obviously it's pretty straightforward that working for John was my only job and my source of income. So not being there means I'm not getting paid anymore, guys. Yeah, so I think my family's been really supportive and whatnot, and kind of, catching me after that, and being able to do this while searching for other opportunities and whatnot. But I think the end goal is to always kind of come back to this and wait until it kicks off, and really make an effort to make this the only thing I do.
So let's jump into it right now. So as everyone's understanding right now and hearing now that you're no longer with TLD, was this your decision on how you wanted to grow?
It was a mutual thing. I think both parties kind of noticed on both ends that it wasn't entirely in my best interest to do it anymore, on that end, and there was a lot of things building up to it on my end. Obviously, I'm a stubborn asshole, and like I think it, yeah, whatever, like I'll admit to it, like there's I'm a huge pain in the ass, and I definitely could acknowledge the times where there was no point in me like defending myself for the sake of is something just stupid on my end.
Right.
And I think that was kind of noticeable on both ends as to what my feelings were overall about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think the transition out has been a smooth one, and you know, I think the most important thing coming out of it was I was taking it personally for this on my end for the sake of like I wanted to maintain and preserve like those friendships because you know one thing it's a business decision on both ends, but at the end of the day, like I've been with these guys since I was 17, and kind of keeping that relationship or friendship alive like meant the world to me, and it's been good. And I think that was a huge weight off my chest to kind of keep that around.
I know from, visiting out there, and talking with you and talking with the guys
Yeah,
that, you have a way of picking up things pretty fast.
yeah,
And, to have that kind of talent is definitely something that's going to help you figure out what you want to do
hmm,
down the road. Now, not necessarily it's not necessarily important for you to latch on to one thing unless you really felt it. And
hmm,
clearly you didn't because you were moving from here to there and you did it well, but you weren't happy in doing certain things. And you were like, okay, this was cool. I like doing this for a while and now I want to see what else I want to do. And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
hmm,
But the really cool thing about it was talking with you separately and talking with the guy separately, just
hmm,
how much respect there was on both sides. And I personally think I think down the road I could see you, and it's really cool that you built the bridges that you built and you kept those bridges. I could see you if you're in that realm again down the road going back. Could you see yourself going back down the road and working in some capacity as a talent for that group?
yeah. I mean, I think another point to be made was that, like in the end, I guess you know, doors are never completely closed. I think obviously it was a good decision on both ends to kind of put this on hold for a while. And you know, I think if it seems appropriate, like the situation and whatnot, and um, I think there isn't a you know there's no reason why I wouldn't go back to talk about anything in the future, whether it's like a collaboration or even just hanging out or things like that.
Right.
Because we've experienced, you know, in the past with different creators and stuff, kind of coming on for a little while to help out in different situations and whatnot. So I think using that as a cursor as to what possibilities could arise in the future, you know, I wouldn't turn that offer down and whatnot, only for the sake of like, you know, obviously enjoying their presence and whatnot, but also
Mhm.
slightly being interested in what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything is ever said and done completely on in this respect. So.
And I wouldn't think so just by talking with John last week and chatting with you. I mean, that's in this space and the situation that you had, even with all of us, Larry, myself, and just all the other creators that we've met and we're friends with. That friendship, building that friendship, in my personal opinion, was more important to me than having a channel be super successful at the end of the day because I was working full time and I have the ability to pull money in somewhere else or have a sugar mama, or
Baller.
to be able to go out and get a traditional job, as everyone likes to refer to it as. But
Mhm,
I really value the friendships too. And I think, well, you definitely had that friendship with those guys and that family aspect.
mhm,
And you when you said earlier they're looking at for your best interest,
mhm,
that's that was pretty much every conversation that I've ever had with those guys, in talking about what direction you were going in and what you were working on,
mhm.
and myself just trying to learn what everybody was doing. There was nothing but respect, um,
Yeah.
in them talking about you and your talent and what you were doing. So,
I
you know,
think it's the most like I think something to know is like it's the most down to earth, straightforward, like relationship, both business and personal. Like if they realize that I was fucking up, they're gonna tell me straight to my face, "You're fucking up, and you should fix
that's
it."
the best thing.
Whereas I feel like a lot of people and a lot of like corporations and like in a bigger branch with a lot more people in between and whatnot, it would kind of be sugar coated or overall just not paid attention to in a personal way. So like I think I can and have appreciated that like honesty and like just straightforwardness.
Yeah, and you're not going to get that with everybody. I'll tell you that.
No,
Right now.
no.
It's you got to kind of put a screen up a little bit just to be careful. Anyone else that's not those guys, you know, that's not John and Austin, you know, work that down the road or whatever it is that you do. So, you know, to have that at such a young age and experience that type of, you know, growing up is definitely something that many people don't get.
Yeah.
So let's try to pick it up a little bit here. So you're on your own now, and you know, obviously it's awesome that you have the support of your parents. That's so cool that you're able to do that.
Yeah, they've been really helpful.
So you are back on the grind again. I noticed you kind of changed your stuff on your channel. Your channel banner is now the red. Is it red and white? I think it was.
It's just like a red gradient.
Yeah. So, you know, it's simple, bold, to the point, you know, doing what you're doing, and you know, moving into the gaming and just kind of you know, doing what you enjoy and what just happens to be popular, which is awesome, which is what you have to do.
Yeah.
So you're in the gaming. We already knew that you were in the gaming even before this because of some of the videos that you did, which were hilarious. I don't know if we can see Hermes tonight or not.
He's in rehab right now. He's not here right now. He's in rehab right now.
He's in rehab.
He's gone. I mean, he was here for the G Fuel, but I had to turn him in. So I think I don't think he'll be visiting us tonight.
So you're into the gaming, and so this is what you decided to do. So tell us a little bit why you made that decision. Is it because you really enjoy it? You've always enjoyed it, and I guess we'll just jump into that. I know Larry's got some questions.
I'm a fraud, Mike. Don't expose me. I hate this game.
Well, you can be honest with me. Look, it's
no. Right, you know, I think it kind of, you know, obviously, like you said, I've been into video games even prior to, you know, this entire kind of change, and even prior to the working here, you know, or working with John. You know, I've always been into video games, and it's always been a big part of my life, and you know, it's always been an escape for like personal issues and whatnot growing up, and that aspect of me hasn't really gone away. I think I've been a little more picky with what's interesting to me. But you know, obviously, like you said, you know, the videos I made were, some of them were on video games and whatnot. Roblox is probably one of my favorites. But you know,
yeah, my kids too.
Yeah.
Well, that about sums it up.
That explains that they're never playing again. There's creepers like Ralphie on there.
The little schoolboy 409. That's my hit me up.
Windowless van 36.
Hell yeah. You got free candy, free virtual candy. Yeah. So so I think kind of even after the departure and whatnot, you know, I was kind of wondering what I should do and whatnot. I think there was a video, like just random story time videos and whatnot. But I think, you know, in November, when I was still working there, I figured out a new game called PUBG, and you know, it's one of the battle royale games that, you know, one of the first ones and whatnot. I keep saying whatnot. I need there to be like a shot collar for.
I have a note right here. I was going to mention that in a little bit, but I was going to throw a couple more out.
Don't tell me. Just explain to the end, because I'm actually curious as to how many times I've said it so far and whatnot.
Oh no, I don't have count. I was just gonna say that I got a text from John, and the real reason he wanted to let you know why they fired you is because you kept saying whatnot all the time. So
damn it! I thought we were gonna get away from.
But you were too self-aware, so it's okay.
All right, man.
Oh wait, John. Text me. What are you doing? Asking. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, you should have texted me. Yeah. So, you know, I was really into that game. It's probably one of the most played games I've had time with in a long time. Like I said, as I've gotten older, I've become a little more picky with what I actually play. If anything, it's like sequels to things that I've been playing all my childhood and whatnot. So, you know, when Fortnite came out, initially it was my reaction was like, why would I want to play this ripoff? Like, it's a ripoff of a game that I was already playing and whatnot. Fuck.
It's been 3 times since you noticed that you say it, so.
Okay, I'm gonna try and avoid the words.
I expect it to be tattooed on your arm by tomorrow.
Yeah, for real, on my left arm, my left forearm, and whatnot. Yeah, so I a lot of people were playing it, and I got into it, and I haven't touched PUBG for a few months now for the sake of being really into it. I haven't, you know, I barely started making videos on it like beginning of March, so not like a month ago.
Well, let me ask you this real quick. Is PUBG over? Is that it? Is it done?
I mean, compared to other games not in the space, PUBG is good. It's a really big game still. There are a lot of people that love it, and you know, like I said, compared to other online concurrent users, PUBG is one of the biggest games still. In comparison to Fortnite, it is pretty much dead.
Okay.
I mean, it's not dead, but it's just two different audiences. I think they have different tones as to, you know, what kind of game. I mean, they're the same game. They're battle royale, and pretty much all the aspects are the same except the building. But the idea, the concept is virtually the same, and there's going to be audiences on both sides. So,
do you think if they got a new map, PUBG could come back to life like an urban, you know, like a city map? I mean, how cool would it be if they had the same thing in city form?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like I guess I could imagine a third map in that space, but I think it's the overall game, like the mechanics, the way it works, how everything flows and whatnot. I think that is what sets them apart the most, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of people interpret Fortnite as a kids game, and you are correct. There are a lot of kids who play it. Like, I think it's the shooter Roblox, you know. But it's also kind of like really appealing to people who are a fan of shooters and whatnot. So it's just mostly just kind of people willing to stoop down to that kid level to play a fun game, and I had no issue with it because I am still very much a child. So yeah.
Well,
So,
you have no issue. I'm 42 and play it. So.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. So, I'm an adult now. Anyway, I'm a full grown.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna hit you with some questions about Fortnite.
Larry.
Actually, really not more about Fortnite, more about your setup. So, do you play Fortnite with a control? You play with a PC, right? Or you play on a console? You play on a PC.
I play on PC. Yeah.
But do you use a controller or do you use the keyboard and mouse?
I use keyboard and mouse.
Wow. What mouse? Just a standard mouse, or do you use like?
When I was getting into actually recording gameplay, I was stubborn, really stubborn to like make sure I got everything that I needed to be a gamer. No, so I specifically just got like some Razer mouse and a keyboard and whatnot. I think anybody can play on pretty much anything, whatever they're comfortable with. But personally, like, I needed to have the gaming mouse. So yeah, I think that was kind of important to me. I think these stupid headphones, I was like, oh, I need them because I'm a gamer. So a lot of stupid decisions. But yeah, I mean, I'm very materialistic when it comes to.
No, aren't we all?
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
So you don't use like I went out because I'm horrible like using both hands. So I got this Razer mouse with like the 12 buttons on the side.
Oh, how do you keep?
It's actually interchangeable. You can put different side pieces on it.
Oh,
but
really?
Because I'm horrible at building and like the mechanics of doing both with both hands is really difficult for me. And I don't care what age it was because that's how I've always been. Like I have a left and right brain like conflict. But you're able to, I mean, you're just straight out like, because like Ninja, and I'm sure everybody, well, maybe Mike, Ninja plays Fortnite like 30 hours a day. But that's he's got like I can't remember, some Logitech mouse with a bunch of different macros on it and whatnot.
Yeah. So I think he uses one of the.
Ralphie, I think we have a new idea for merch for you. Got to whatnot somewhere around that.
Yeah,
but anyway, so you're able to just, I mean, the mechanics of it. I mean, you were able to pick up. Is it because of? I'd say because of PUBG, but PUBG you don't build, and building is the issue I have. Like the shooting and the keeping the stuff and switching gun, like all that is no problem for me. But when it gets into having to build, and then you sort of go into like I don't want to simplify it into like a sub menu, and then you're building, and you got to pick out what you're building, and I've seen you play like your video it was today, right? Yeah, today's video. Like you're just talking over your gameplay, and I'm watching you, and it's just like, I mean, it's ridiculous. And I watch Ninja a lot as well to make myself feel really bad about myself. But like watching him is like, I can't even comprehend, because you see him and you don't even really see what he's not even really barely paying attention. And by the time he's done, he's built like this fortress. You're like, how in the hell?
It's a combination of like, you know, playing a lot of PC games, like in general, like overall in the past few years and whatnot. Fuck.
Well, I'm gonna bail you out. This is my first PC game ever.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe that's my biggest. That's probably.
I think it's like a lot of muscle memory too.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of things, a lot of controls to learn, like you said. I think it's two different control schemes. You know, there you have the building and you have the gun play. You know. And I think having to learn both of those on your very first, you know, PC, that you like, if you're playing games on PC for the first time, having that stuff to learn, as well as this very complicated mechanics system like put together, it's like you're gonna have some bad times.
You're not gonna.
I did, yeah. Like going from PUBG to Fortnite, I hated it. Right initially, I hated it. I hate it so much because, like, again, there's a whole other system you got to learn to being good at the game, because there are other people who are building above you, things like that. But it's just like, you know, putting your head down and kind of learning it, and it getting easier over time and stuff. So, and then having the mouse that, you know, you can put different buttons and whatnot, and mapping them to some of the things in game is cool. So
did you get the Guy Fieri skin pack with the mozzarella pickaxe?
No, it's unfortunately fake, but I would
right?
love. Yeah, I'd like to toss some salads. I have to throw it out to my boys at Sub Squared Video. What's up? Tossing salads. I'm sorry, I was a little ahead of myself. Inside joke. Not really. I laughed at it. Everybody told me to grow up. So anyway, enough of the salads.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yes. All right, I'll stop with the soundboard.
Yes. I was like, who said that? They don't want to acknowledge it, because I thought somehow John got on and said yes. Yes.
Wow. So you know what? Let's turn the tides a little bit here. Why not a gaming controller over a keyboard? As a noob here, asking that question.
It's got to be a purist.
I mean,
if he played with a controller and tried to start a gaming channel, I think he would get so much.
That I would say a lot. I would say if the gaming space in YouTube was like split between like people playing on console and PC, the console I feel just wins overall. It's more accessible. It's easily accessible. The biggest Fortnite people, aside from Ninja, are playing on console, and they're just good at it. You know, Ali A is a really amazing Fortnite player, and you know, he's had his entire YouTube gaming career on console for the most part. I think he's had a few spots where he was required to be on PC because it was a spot and things like that. But you know, a lot of people are on console, and for me, I think I've kind of grown out of the console phase. I think there's a like, what do you say? Like, there's some games that I will play on console because they're only on console. Like, I love Halo, I love Uncharted, Last of Us, those kind of games, and that you're not gonna find on PC. But if there's a game that's available on the PC, unless it's like console exclusive, I'm gonna go to PC because I find it a little easier. Using a controller on PC is absolute suicide because there are other people with mice and keyboard that are gonna annihilate you. So I've tried it once, just got like curious. Maybe I was better at controller on PC than mice and keyboard, but Yeah, I mean, it's just like personal preference. It's good that a lot of games on PC support controller support. Um, I would say like if you're getting into it, like stick to console just until you're confident in like the fact that you like gaming at all. Um, but yeah, it's kind of my direction in that.
Cool. No, I actually watch. I don't even know if you know who he is. KYR Speedy. Um, I watch. He has a lot of gameplay. A lot of his original stuff was GTA.
Mm.
Started getting into Fortnite and PUBG, and I watch his stuff. And like you said, Larry, it's if you want to feel bad about yourself playing a game, I watch him, and he does a lot of it with a team of like 3 or 4 guys, and just watching them move around the board and the strategy and a lot of the strategies that you talked about, Ralphie, in your video today,
Mm.
kind of somewhat I noticed some of the stuff that they do, running in on the perimeter as the storm is closing in, and getting smaller and smaller, and how they run the perimeter of that, and they catch people that are coming in and just basically destroy them, and 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 picking them off. So I thought that was, it's definitely keeps me making me want to try it and picking it up and playing, but I don't know. It's like I feel myself just getting picked off at the beginning of every game for at least a few months.
I think that's kind of like how it is, just coming off, like like getting into it. I think you're gonna have that
Right.
like period of just messing up or things like that. But kind of growing up and seeing people like, oh hey, can I try or something like that, and they get immediately turned off by the fact that they're not good at all, and say, you know what, I'm never doing this again. Um, but
Well,
yeah, I
I
think I
used to
think
play were slower, which
what
when I was watching people do CS:GO, I'm
yeah
like, this is it's and some of the other war games, it's too fast. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what it is that you think you're hitting or what you're doing. You're like, "Oh, look at this shot I did." Get the hell, you were lucky. Get the hell out of here. You were not trying to do what you did. And it just feels like you're just mashing buttons or mashing keys.
There's some games that like I hate playing. Like CS:GO, it's like a guilty pleasure. Like I like playing it sometimes because I'm bored, but I hate it.
Yeah, it's
Right.
too quick.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I think after a while you either adapt to that quickness or you just hate it at the
uh,
end. So
there's a guy in the room, Johnston Morrison. Oh, Larry took care of it. Okay, he's
Yeah.
then all of you.
Please submit
oh
all
yeah.
questions via mail.
Dude,
He wanted me to ask you about your editing rhythm and what influences creative decisions.
editing rhythm. Okay. So what does that even mean? Who is
It
this guy?
sounds it sounds sexual. That's all I'm gonna say. It sounds
Yeah,
sexual.
I don't know.
Don't mess in the salad. Don't mess in the salad. Okay.
I know before we went live, you said something about your dog does most of the creative decisions.
Yeah. She takes care of like I think overall there's been kind of the edit that I do, right? It's completed. And then she kind of goes over the rest of it. Like, okay, take this out, put it there, take this out completely. But in all seriousness, editing rhythm for my style is very well. It depends on the video. Overall, I think like the gameplay videos and kind of talking in general, um, they're a little more. They're a little more elaborate and able to just kind of flow longer and whatnot. But I feel when it comes to me being on camera and stuff, uh, I think I kind of want to get across the point quicker and a little more easier, because I think something that they told me and kind of gave me advice about is like nobody wants to see your stupid ugly face, right? Unless you're like super hot or you're doing something super controversial and stuff, and nobody wants to see your crotch or your knees or anything below you. So I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but I
So,
think
do you plan a lot of what you're doing in some of your side shots? You
oh,
know,
of course not.
in the
No, of course not.
you just kind of like, oh, that was funny. I think I'll zoom in here, and I
Yeah,
think I'll
no,
cut here.
yeah, no, like when I'm shooting video, for the most part, I would say like I don't look into the edit as much, and I think that's helpful when you do. Sometimes I'll think of something I said is funny by accident and then re-say it again for the sake of the edit. But I say for the most part, I'm just going over it over and over.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so most of it's unscripted is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, the only scripted things are like the skits, and I feel like that's kind of like the opposite, right? Like you're John,
please stop texting during the show.
Well, okay, so I guess whatever, what was I saying? I forgot.
Oh, about scripting.
Right, yeah. So I mean, the only scripted things are like the stupid elaborate stuff, like when Hermes came on the other day or whatever. I was like, hey Ralph, you're gonna like lean back in your chair, right? And you're gonna come back up and it's gonna be Hermes. Or like I'd say something specifically that I want to say because it'll work good in the edit and whatnot. But I guess one of the most important things is like to not show your ugly face. And
nice.
You know, Mike, I don't know. I mean, if I can give any advice, it'd be to not show your face.
I wouldn't show Mike's face either. Now, the one thing that you said that caught me
Sorry,
is that
that was John. That was John. I promise.
But what got me is what you were just talking. You were talking to yourself, and you called yourself by name. You're like, Ralphie, you're going to lean back in your chair and come back and be.
Oh
Hermes.
Yeah, that's what gives me like the testosterone, like the ego and stuff. When you refer to yourself in like a third person, like it really gets me going. You know.
I enjoy that. I appreciate a man who uses the third person.
Yeah,
especially
that's really
important.
himself. Important.
But you're like the other day on Twitter, you found out PUBG was on mobile.
Yeah.
And then I think you rushed to do the video, or you said, "Hey, I'm going to do a video," and then you look, and that video has got 122,000 views.
Nice.
And that seems like John asked what your creative decisions were, and it seems like one, you're in the lane that you want to be in, the gaming lane, but you're able to sort of pick out. I mean, I'm looking at some of your videos, and some of them have great views because it's like you hit it right when, you strike when the iron's hot type of thing. So I think that's good. A good lesson for people. It's sort of like the iPhone, but it's not as to me. And I'm new to gaming and stuff like that, or watching gaming and stuff. To me, it doesn't seem as saturated as tech, but maybe it is. But obviously, you've got your personality. I think shines through in your videos as well.
Yeah, I think kind of I actually Austin called me like 2 days ago to talk about kind of what's going on in this respect and whatnot, retrospect, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But like the whole kind of change in the channel and whatnot, and and all, I think there are videos that make sense to be pushed at a respectable time that's gonna fit everybody's time zone and whatnot. But after that,
I'm not going back and editing this. That's too much.
There's there needs to be a drinking game for this.
Chloe's already playing it. She's plastered already.
Oh, she's plastered? Wow. I'm sorry.
I will cut in before this before the podcast, and I'll just say, editing note: if you want to play a drinking game, every time Ralphie says what, take a shot.
You should. It'd be great. But there's going to be those videos that it means the world to upload the second that you're available to, I was up 2 nights ago to initially do a video on the guided missile that was coming out like at 5 a.m. But when Fortnite was down and I was kind of just waiting for that content to be available, there was a leak for like skins in the update, like around like midnight or 1. So I was like, well, I can make 2 videos now. I can make one while I'm waiting for the game to come back up. So I made the video and I finished that one at like 4:30 in the morning. And I uploaded it then. And that one got, a decent amount of views, almost 10,000. And the guided missile came out like around like 5 in the morning. So I was up until like 8:30 getting gameplay for it. So I think there are times in video games in general, where being the first absolutely helps completely. So yeah, I think just kind of being on top of it for those type of videos. I think there's space for being creative and making whatever video you want to make. Those videos normally go up, early in the morning the next day because they're not time sensitive. They're just kind of whatever videos. But yeah, there are those moments where you kind of got to be quick on your feet.
So I noticed going in after Larry said that you had the Fortnite versus PUBG mobile having such a large amount of views, and I noticed that you've cleaned off everything older than a month. Did you do that just because you want to change the focus of the channel?
Yeah, I think it's kind of an image. I think I care too much about it. I think it was a personal thing on my end where I hate it. I didn't want to do that, but I feel like if I want to pursue this in the future as something full time and whatnot, I don't really want Elgato looking through my channel finding the world's smallest penis or Ralphy Jinx PP or all the kind of stuff,
like that.
I must not have been subscribed that long because I don't remember those.
Oh yeah, that video, the world's smallest penis went unlisted after like a week.
Oh,
so not a lot of people saw it, but like Ralphie drinks pee-pee,
was the one with the world's smallest penis? Did it happen to coincide about the same time Mike and I were there at the studio?
Oh yeah. I mean, like, after the night that you guys slept over, I was like really thought about it, and I was like, wow, cool. Like I feel clean coming out.
I thought I remembered something about something in the bathroom and.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I do. Wait, I vaguely remember.
There was something we were trying to get Mike in the bathroom or something.
Oh,
there was something with Mike in the bathroom.
I forgot. No, I remember the idea. I think we were like trying to like plant something. Oh, because Mike left his phone in the bathroom and we put like lotion on it or something. Like,
I think that's what you did. Yeah, and you were like, Mike, what is this?
Mike, yo, yeah,
Mike,
that's
where are your pants?
Yeah. Wow, damn, I forgot about that. Rad times.
Bad times. Anyway, so somebody did ask in the room earlier what your favorite sneakers were, and that's something that we didn't bring up. We said we would ask, but I think that was Chloe. It's trash now though.
No, I think it was Fernando.
That was Fernando.
Wow, giving credit to the plastered person in the room.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I think John and Rich definitely had an impression when it comes to shoes and whatnot, and they still definitely care about them a lot. And I got roped into it. And I actually have a few shoes that John gave me. Thanks, John. Actually, I was supposed to give these back, but John, if you want them, you got like a ransom. You got a $20 ransom. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think having the Adidas and whatnot, I like feel like it's really. Like I would never wear Nike again. I don't think, only for the sake of kind of like trends and whatnot. And I think it's cool to have like athletic looking shoes and very weird looking shoes. But I think my style kind of needs to incorporate like just very casual looking shoes, like Van, whatever. Vans is like a skate shoe kind of. But if you had to, an overall general thing, I kind of like wearing Vans or Converse and Adidas for the most part when not really doing much.
See, I was right. We didn't even need to ask that question. I answered right way back then.
You said Vans.
Yeah.
There's a comment that says, "Can your chair do this?" Hell yeah, I can. Hell yeah.
Oh dear Lord. Let's not bring that YouTuber into the conversation, okay?
Okay.
So how long? And this is a loaded question. How long do you give yourself to get to a place where you feel like I'm going to keep going forward with this channel before you say I need to get a job?
Well, yeah, this is going to lead to a very interesting. Well,
are you going back to McDonald's?
No. I mean, I probably would have to after a certain amount of time, but this is very self-conscious of me to admit. Well, You know, actually, Mike, I'm sorry. I'll tell you after this.
Do you need to talk to John real quick?
No. Are you wearing a belt right now?
Yes.
Can I see?
No.
Come on. I'm looking for a new belt, man.
No.
Come on.
Damn.
It's that Louis Vuitton belt, huh?
No.
Gucci belt?
Not Louis Vuitton.
All right.
It's got a
Sorry,
booty
I
on
just
it.
had this random spurt of thought. It was
Texting.
super, no, super random.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think it's always been kind of hard for me to accept help or ask for it, or I've been very self-conscious of the idea of asking for help and whatnot. And yeah, so like I said, my parents have been really supportive and helpful in that sense and allowing me to do this for a while. But I think it's been on my conscience a lot to do something else. I think an option has been to reach out to creators that I currently already know to kind of have a part in that. And I don't think a lot of people know, but I edit for What's Inside, their vlogging channel on the side. It's not a full-time thing or anything. It's more like a on video per video basis. But I was doing that for a long while, actually, since like August. But I do that every now and then. And yeah, I've kind of been looking in the space to see if there's any help to be put on their part. But I feel like this opportunity has allowed me to focus more on my channel and whatnot. God damn, dude, everybody's drunk. Everybody's hammered. So yeah, I'm gonna say it. I actually got a call back from Disneyland today. And they told me I got a job. So that's really exciting in the hotels and whatnot to be a guest services person. So yeah, it's a different pace. I think obviously it was my job back then to be working for the guys. And I do want and need money to live, right? So yeah, the living part is really exciting. But yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see how that develops and whatnot, and it allows me to focus on my channel creatively more, and then just kind of go to work for money and stuff. So yeah, and Disneyland, I get perks and stuff.
No, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you gotta supplement the drug habit, i.e., YouTube, somehow.
Yeah. I think it wasn't gonna last forever where I can just do this forever and just rely on my parents and stuff. So I do get 3 other people in 16 times a year. So I want Mike, I want Larry, and I want Tomas to fly out on their own budget, of course, and of course sleep in their own beds. We could cuddle if you'd like, but it's really up to you. And we can all go to Disneyland, and I will feed you. One of you only, though. So,
okay,
Mike.
I don't
know, Larry. I think by the time you and I go out there, Tomas might be the one that's out of shape.
Mike, what kind? No, seriously.
I'm not going. John makes a good point. I think it should be Mike, Tomas, and double D50.
Well, no, like on all honesty, like I'm being super real right now. Like, Mike, what belt are you wearing?
I don't know. It's just some.
Come on, let me see it.
Some freaking no-name belt.
Let me see it, Mike.
I'm not standing up.
Come on, Larry. What belt are you wearing?
Stand it up. You don't show. What are the things you don't show? You don't show your crotch and your.
No. This is an exception.
No. It's just a shitty leather belt.
Well, send it to me later, all right?
Okay, I'll send it to you later.
Sounds good. I'm ready.
I'm 5'2".
Boom.
Are you? I was gonna say,
we're right there, Mike. If only I could type faster. You were saying it as I was typing.
Right there, perfect. No, like 5'6" on a good day, 5'7", something like that.
That's like perfect height right there.
No, it's not. Perfect height's like 6 feet.
Nah.
Perfect height for what?
I'm freakishly tall.
What are you? You're 6 foot, right?
I'm only 6. So it's not that great.
I got. We don't even need Ralphie. I can answer all these
I
freaking
know that.
questions.
You said you got it. Apparently, Larry measured how tall you were when you were sleeping.
When he was sleeping, yes.
Oh,
I
yeah. So that's why you were really close to my mouth. Or was that something else?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you woke up in your mouth.
Hold on. Is this live right now?
We're still.
No, we're not live. We're not live.
You guys.
Oh, we're not.
What? No.
Oh, okay. I see.
You guys are horrible. So anyway, all right. I think we've kind of beat a dead horse enough. So
No, the horse isn't dead. He's just relaxing. It's almost time for the horse to go though.
yeah, I know that's why I figured we'd wrap
He's
it.
not dead.
He's not dead,
Oh,
but
no.
he is refocusing his efforts.
Oh wait! Sorry to wreck your ears, but look, I couldn't not introduce you to my daughter. She's asleep.
Bring her in.
Bring her in.
Don't.
Hey! She's not waking up. Hold on.
I was gonna say, don't go shaking her to death. I'd be like, hold on, what? We have to lock in on Ralphie here. Get up, dog.
I thought that was a shirt or something back there.
She moved. She moved from when the show started. What is she doing? She's like, bitch, you woke me up.
Hold on. I need the headphones before I can save her from choking. No, I'm just kidding.
What kind of belt does the dog have on?
Gucci.
Let's see.
That looks like Off-White.
This? She's wearing some sort of like Supreme. I'm sorry for manipulating you, my darling. I'm so
You're gonna wake your ass up at 3 a.m. and be like, how do you like it now, bitch? I'm waking your ass up.
She's so tired.
I gotta pee. Let me out.
She's half asleep.
Well, yeah, you woke her up. Look at her. She's like, can I go back to sleep now?
She's amazing. I love her. She's a big pain in the ass though, but I love it.
Now most puppies are.
Yeah. Now you can rest on my jacket. Yeah. She's great. She's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, you've said it all.
Yep. Also, I'm just gonna say it right now. Like, I don't know if John's still watching, but there are about like 3 sweatshops under the packing house.
Uh-oh.
So,
is that code?
No, the like literal sweatshops with about like 1,000 workers under each one. No, I mean literally like a sweatshop. You think this merch gets made by like, what is it, Teespring or whatever? Nah.
No. Right? Did you just blow it wide open?
Yeah, man. I saw the thumbnail. I exposed ex-employee exposes all, reveals all. The sweatshops.
Let's not get into that.
All right.
So, anywho, Ralphie, you've definitely said a lot.
I have. I've said a lot of whatnots.
And whatnot.
Exactly.
I've said a lot of things and whatnot.
That you'd see where I was going with that, but it's
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't care. I do the same exact thing. I say the same shit over and over again. There's no problem with that. So, anyway, you can find Ralphie at youtube.com/Ralphie.
Yeah.
Yes. And, I got your links in the description too. So for all those listening,
and his social security number,
yeah,
last name,
I got all that stuff when I was out there last time.
His dog's blood type.
I don't know that. Dog wasn't around when we were out there. But anyway, I want to thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. You look great. I want to see that belt later. Okay.
Listen, I don't have name brand shoes. My crappy name brand, nameless brand shoes. I have zero style. So
I suggest. What size are you?
Fat.
Dang.
That's not a size.
That is a round is a size.
I think John should send you a care package.
I don't know if that's too much in shipping.
What? It's not that bad.
I'm actually
you can't have fat shoes, fat feet. Well,
I do have fat feet. I actually am down to 229 from working out and whatnot.
It's pretty good, man.
But no, I'm on a program doing exercise, and I just started running last week.
Can't you see these huge muscles, Mike? Do they make you intimidated? Do you see the amount of bulging? Obviously, you don't. So, yeah, I'd say stick with it.
Yeah. Well,
you see this? You see the pectoral muscles kind of sticking out, right?
No.
Yeah, you can obviously see the progress and the stains and the off-white shirt.
I can see the progress. You turned into to getting that gamer body.
Yeah.
I see. Can you see like the back structure going on, like the little the fucking eagle? You got some eagle action over here. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. That's a good look.
Yeah, the gym's been pretty nice for me as well.
Are you
looking at it from afar?
Jim, are you
I think Jim's back there on the bed.
Yeah, but Jim's back there on the bed. Yeah, it's all cardio from there.
Jim.
There you go. Down like this.
Can we play some more games?
Wait, what the fuck? I'm on this desk when I'm here working out, man.
Scoliosis.
What are you talking about?
I got scoliosis.
Yeah, man. This bed's great.
Cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So,
what kind of mattress is that? Is that like a memory foam or
this?
I think so. Yeah.
That's nice.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's just a bed.
It's just a bed, and then little nightstand there going on there, and the dog.
Little nightstand. Doggy sleeps with me sometimes. Sometimes.
What's that? What's that tattoo on your right hand?
Be great.
This right hand right here. I have no right hand. I meant left. This one right here. It says, "The horse is not dead yet." Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we are 109 minutes. We are 1 hour and 9 minutes into this, and it's going off the rails, as E-Reality says in the chat.
Yeah. I'd say this train is.
I wouldn't have it any other way, though.
No. I'd hate to be a boring person.
You're not a boring person, definitely.
Oh, thank you, Mike.
No,
Can I see
you're
your belt
definitely
now?
not that. You're a lot of things,
but boring is
not one of them.
So, all right, let's wrap up the podcast. Again, everybody, you can find us at the links below. Ralphie, again, thank you so much for coming on. Got to have you on again. Someone seems to think that the three of us would make a good movie review team. So
you wish, that'd be awesome. I think that like in the middle is like an intermission. We should all show our belts for that day.
I'm done.
Like straight up, like no, I'm not gonna. Well, I'm not wearing a belt or pants for that matter whatsoever.
Well, I mean,
you have Adidas track pants.
All right, you know what, Larry? You can just not right.
Show me your belt.
Oh yeah.
And crappy boots.
I want to keep it for my personal file.
There you go.
Watch it
personal
later.
File.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me about that later.
There you go.
I'll send you some clips.
Holy shit!
I think Larry has pictures of my belt. I don't know. He's got.
Well, like I don't want to see just the belt, right? Like, if you're gonna model it, like, do it. You know, like I need it to wherever you put belts.
I'm just gonna edit all this out of the podcast.
It's gonna be about a 5-minute podcast.
Exactly.
Probably a good idea.
All right, guys. Join us next Friday around the same time. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. You all take it easy and have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Are we not live no more?
No.
Can I say that I hate Trump? Oh, no, I love Trump. That's what I meant to say. Everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Trump's my favorite.
All right, we're done recording that. So we're still live in the pod in the room, Ralphie. So be careful.
So I can't say this.
You say whatever you want.
I don't know.
The video is already going to get demonetized.
Whoopsie.
Like all my videos lately have been getting demonetized.
How? What are you doing?
Nothing.
You cursing?
Showing his belt.
Show my belt.
Ah, you're not showing your belt.
I don't know.
You should.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going back to the not showing my face at all on the video.
What? Why not?
That old Detroit Borg way.
It says don't show ugly, right? You just said don't show ugly. Don't.
That was all John. I've been getting text messages this entire stream of what to say to you. Like call Murphy, which is one of my friends live. Remember Vans equals no belt equivalent. Ask Mike if he wears a belt.
Wait, what? Vans equals no belt equivalent?
It's an inside thing where, like, because I wore like shitty Vans and they're wearing Adidas and stuff, like I made fun of Rich for not wearing belts. And I was like, dude, imagine what happens when he's like getting down with his woman. Like she's like, they come down so easily, but it's like all manly and shit when you have like a belt. It's like, oh yeah, the buckle and stuff. So like wearing Vans is the equivalent to not having a belt. So that's kind of where that there's a lot to explain. So I was like, I'm not even gonna say it. So
You just did.
I mean, am I still alive? This is all going in.
Yeah. See, the thing is, you have to understand that you're all, skinny boy jeans out there, don't need belts because,
I
Back
always wear a belt, dude. I never understood like
I mean,
not wearing a belt.
I don't have double D50 belts.
Yeah,
the
those things are huge, man.
the resizing belts, I don't need those. But no.
Yeah, those are a lot.
I told Doug no, he never should have put those videos.
Yeah, I like when he fucking strokes it too. Like he's got the belly. He's great.
He's like, I needed belts. I was like, did you need to do that? I would have bought the belts for you, Doug. Keep the video. Anyway, so you got a roll, or you
Yeah, I'm actually meeting with that Chloe person in the comments.
I think she says she's 15.
That's why he's meeting up with her.
Mike, come on, you said this is not live, right? I mean, we're going raw, dude.
You're going raw. I'm home. I'm going upstairs with my wife.
Whoa!
I'm married to. Anyway, what was that?
What?
You?
Me?
Yeah. What was that?
Did I say something?
I don't. You were like, ah!
I was laughing.
Oh.
I was laughing what you said. It was hilarious.
Anyway. All right. So thank you everyone for joining in the room, asking the questions that you asked.
Wait, it's still live?
No, we're on YouTube.
What?
I told you we're on YouTube.
I thought why do you say bye and then it's still alive?
Because I was recording the podcast.
You got me with that a few times.
I could have said some stuff like
I said that a few times.
I could have said some stuff like
I'm scrolling through Chloe's tweets and
I'm not 15, ha ha ha.
I don't know. She followed me on Twitter, so that's why I was looking. But she has 3 days ago she posted this picture.
Oh, it's a belt.
So I'm just saying.
I think there's
big ups for Chloe for bringing this all back around.
Yeah, I didn't know it kind of dwelled from that. But wow,
I'm assuming this is where it came from. There's no other explanation.
You want to see something really cool?
Is it your belt on you?
No.
Whoa! Yeah. What are you doing? Are you doing some like Jedi mind trick?
No, this is the way my phone's been for the past week.
Mike,
it just does its own thing.
I'm gonna give it to you real cheap. You need to take that shit back in.
No, I'm going tomorrow. But look at that. Look,
the best part is this has been happening for a week, which means you keep charging the freaking thing too.
Yeah, it's just force of habit.
You're like encouraging this stupid.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Look, none of that works.
When do you take it back in?
Tomorrow. I got an appointment at 3:00.
Appointment? What are you, like some Al Capone looking motherfucker?
I think that one doesn't deserve an appointment. That one you should be able to walk in and be like, fix my shit.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? I went on, and I don't know if anybody's been going to Apple lately or not. I went in to get an appointment on Monday, and it said first available is Saturday, like at 11:00. I'm like, really? 11 on Saturday? It's Monday.
Apple's got a lot of shit going on, man. A lot of phones screwed up.
Yeah, man. They don't want to deal with people not wearing any belts.
Well, I don't.
No, they don't want to deal with like these tight people fucking just wearing them real hot like that, you know?
Yeah. They call that rich style.
Yeah.
Larry
the rich no belt.
My profile, but not follow back. Don't,
wow, Larry.
Don't take it personal.
I just saw it. Give me a break. All right, fine.
Larry follows 105 people. He ain't following. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah.
And your profile says stop creeping. So why would I start creeping?
Damn. laying down the facts.
Laying down some facts. Interesting.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go and cry in my bed.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for joining us. Join us next Friday as we bring Ralphie back for an update on Disneyland's first week.
That's not happening until like April 20th. So
join us April 21st as we talk to Ralphie
from his job.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, all right, guys, thank you so much. We out. Have a good night.